So hello guys, it's nVc report for another one of my nVc Talks TF2 videos. Today we're going to talk a little bit about a Badlands Last push. Before I do that, it's very important to note that my strategies are never bog standard, and for that reason it's often not a good idea to use them every single time. You don't want to allow your team to figure them out. You want to bring them in every one or two pushes just to surprise your own opponent, keep them on the toes, and also to stop you zoning out. You want to bring in different strategies. You don't want to get bored, and even such thing as a small pyro could mess everything up. For example, if the pyro is here and you push in top left, you could get screwed over. So you need to be able to think on your feet, switch it up. Having different strategies allows the team to mix things up, knowing what could potentially happen without making everything completely random. So make sure you go through this kind of stuff for your team, because Team Fortress 2 is all about adapting as much as it is individual ability. So this strat is based on both teams having equal Uber. I say that because if they don't, pushing in lower right is viable, because you can get a frag or not have to worry at least about forcing the Uber until later. And if you get a man advantage, great. And if they somehow fall back through spawn, you still have time to get onto the medic. But irrelevant to this push, let's talk about my push, which is both Ubers equal, 6 players up for each team. What are we going to do? Well, first off, the roaming soldier and scout lower right, watching here, baiting things and not getting baited into them. You got either the scout main, watching the window here, looking for heavy, spy, pyro, engineer, feet, just giving the team the call. Remember, if there's a pyro here, as I said, it's nice to know early, and that scout could call it maybe. And you've got the pocket soldier, medic, and down man on the upper left. Just before the push, you bring the roaming soldier from here onto steps, watching main and watching upper right, and you bring the scout that was in main to upper lobby here. Now we've got 2 scouts around about this vicinity. This scout down here can ready to push in the lower right, or he could be ready to push in upper along with this scout. We'll explain that in just a second. So let me get into position, which I think around here should be sufficient. And tab into my program. Remember, this is all captured live, raw and edited. I'm not going for production value, I'm just going for what it is, which is a small quick tutorial on various TF2 strategies. So position sorted. So Denman's going to be pushing in with the medic and the roaming soldier, pocket soldier, sorry, from the upper left. So we'll be through the demo first. Remember, before we do that, if there's a pyro here, you might have to switch it up. First instance of that. Again, there are going to be various instances through this push. You might need to mix it up. I'll mention a few, but not all of them. Figure it out yourself. I'm not going to give you everything. So you Uber through a damn man in case there's stickies. His goal is to pop the Uber on the upper left. The down man's probably not going to be upper left to meet you. He's probably on the upper right. So more on that in just a second. Behind the demo, you've got the medic. Behind the medic, you've got the soldier. So those 3 clashes should be enough to force the Uber. It's important that you leave enough Uber for your medic to then drop down main, either from there or from here. And he drops down with the soldier, who then will jump upper right. Now you can mix this up. Maybe the medic won't drop down. Depends if the stickies pop, because remember there could be stickies here. So the soldier might need a slight Uber to jump. So what we're essentially doing is we're focusing a lot of tension over here. The guys over here are like, WTF bro. And then you're switching it. So initially, attention focused over here. Secondly, attention focused here, as well as still over here. And thirdly, you've got various opportunities to act on that. So we've got the den man pushing here. We've got the solly and the medic doing this. What can we do here? Well, this is drawing attention here and here. So you have an opportunity for the scout to push in from here and the scout to push in from here. So as this happens, you've got the den man here. You've got the solly jumping. As the solly jumps, you've got 2 scouts. The scout will probably come either from here, or rather than coming from there, you can come in from lower right. Because you've distracted. You've given that opportunity. Also, we've still got another scout who will always come upper left to support the demo man unless he can't. If there's a lot of stickies, he can make his own decision. Again, think on the spot. So, to draw this entirely, what's going to happen? Start off with the demo man pushing here. The medic does this movement, falls out. The soldier, pocket soldier, does this movement. One of the scouts will either then come through here or come through here, and the other scout will likely come here. Meanwhile, through all that time, you've obviously got the roaming soldier who is on the steps out here watching main. Sorted. Now, timings and everything are pretty easy, really. As soon as the soldier jumps top right, you know that a scout has to then push top right. As soon as the medic falls out of main, the soldier knows to support. The demo man, who is currently in the top right over here, falls back out of here or does whatever he can. The soldier that does jump top right is kind of like a sacrificial soldier. He doesn't matter if he dies, but if the medic can save him on the way out, great. But it's all about getting the frags, because Badlands is a two-part push. So, as I say, the medic's pushing out of main. As the medic's pushing out of main, all this focus is over here, and the scout that's come over here will either go behind the point and try and cap, or he'll create enough of a distraction so then all the rest of the team can then come back in. And if they don't, they're going to come back in anyway. But whatever, very messy. Hope it helps, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the videos, and thanks for watching.